Hello, welcome to another episode of standardsec.org. Here's our logo, or a sign. I guess it's more like a sign, it's not really a logo. So today I'm the host, since Marcus is back in Australia, but I'm here with another Australian in Norway. His name is Lachlan, and he's my colleague at Opera. All opinions are expressed here, and not of Opera, of course, blah blah blah. So we're going to talk about the Selectors API, which is a draft that has got some attention recently at the W3C. And Lachlan is now going to tell us what this thing is.
Okay, Selectors API, it's a JavaScript API that authors can use in their scripts to select elements in the DOM, much like they can do with getElements by tag name or getElement by ID, all those similar APIs. But this one allows you to use the same selectors that authors commonly use in CSS, so it makes it a lot easier for authors to select elements.
Alright. Are they going to use this in libraries, and how will this work?
At the moment there's implementations like in JavaScript, like jQuery and Dojo, which do similar features done purely with JavaScript, which is a little bit slower than a native implementation would be. So we're going to give them a native implementation in browsers that they can hook into and hopefully get a bit more performance out of it.
Alright. Is this shipping?
We've got implementations in process in all four major browsers.
Alright. Cool.
In Opera and WebKit, IE and Mozilla. Opera, IE and WebKit actually have public builds available with and implemented that we can actually go and test. Mozilla still doesn't have a public build, but they're definitely working on it.
Alright, cool. Are there any open issues with the spec yet? Or
we've got two open issues at the moment, two major ones. First is namespaces.
Aha.
We hate.
Yes. It's actually solving a problem.
No.
Alright.
Well,
problem solved.
Well, we could remove it, but people have asked for it, and I've said we shouldn't drop it.
Okay.
The problem with it at the moment is with the way we've defined the namespace resolver. Because it's done as a function, it allows any arbitrary code to be done while the browser is actually parsing the selectors and resolving namespaces. So if that function modifies the document in unexpected ways, or maybe redirects the page, or does something crazy, it could interfere with the browser, it could cause bugs or interoperability issues, which we really want to try to avoid. So we need to find a solution to either define what browsers have to do when they encounter such hostile behavior, or find an alternative solution to the function. The second major issue is dealing with the slight differences between the way JavaScript libraries have previously implemented it and how it's defined in the spec. Like at the moment, when you do like element.querySelector and say like div p as your selector, it actually looks at all the elements in the document, all the ancestor elements as well. So it could have a div element as an ancestor of the element we called it on, and a p element as a descendant. It would still select that.
So in the specification, the selectors are always resolved against the document root.
Yes, always.
Like selectors actually has to be implemented, and in the libraries, they have some kind of new implementation of selectors that is sort of scoped to the element that is called on.
Yeah, the way we're looking at solving it at the moment is to introduce a new selector that selects the actual element you called the API on. So if you've got an element and you call it foo, with your JavaScript variable, you say foo.querySelector, and you pass it the special selector that matches it, and then you put your other selector after it, either with a child selector or a descendant or whatever. And it scopes it for you.
Yeah, they would integrate well with how selectors already work.
It makes it a lot easier to implement.
They could actually also be used in HTML5, I guess, with the style and the new style element in the scope.
Yeah, that's another advantage we're looking at with scope style sheets, which actually allow you to have a container element and then style elements only within that section, without worrying about anything else.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess that's about wraps it up, right? Yeah. We covered the implementations, the issues, the use cases, the spec.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Alright, well, goodbye everyone. Check our new episodes on standardsec.org, and we'll be back later, I guess.